Hi students, we are now discussing question number 16 of Physics Paper 1 JEE Advanced 2022. Now, it's a match the listing question. So in these questions, it is customary that we first check the options. So here for first, we have a repeated option S. Here we have both repeated option T and P. Here we have P as the repeated option, and here we have R as the R and S both are repeated. So uh, it is not going to happen that we solve one case and we select the option. We will have to solve at least for two cases. So let's begin with one. So situation one says that A and B are moving on a horizontal circle of radius 1 with a uniform angular velocity of 1 radian per second. The initial angular positions are given and we want to find out the magnitude of relative velocity. Now in this question, one thing that you must keep in mind is that the magnitude of relative velocity is not going to change. It is going to remain same because they are undergoing uniform motion with uniform angular velocity. So at this instant, whatever is the magnitude of relative velocity, at a later instant, it is going to remain same. So we should do the calculation at this instant only. So this particle will have a velocity of omega r, this will have a velocity of omega r. Their directions are different. They are making 90-degree angle with each other. So it's pretty simple here that the magnitude of relative velocity would be root of omega r square plus omega r square, which basically becomes root 2 times of omega r. R is 1 and omega is also 1. So root 2 is the option that we are looking for, and we do have an option like that, S. So 1 goes with S. Now when we say 1 goes with S, option A gets eliminated, option D get eliminated. So option B and C, either of these two needs to be checked now. So I can see that in the second only these two have different expressions. So the moment I solve the second one, then I'll be able to decide that whether B is correct or C is correct. So let's have a look at the second one. In second one, we have two projectiles. All right, one projected at t equal to 0 and the other projected at a later instant 0.1 second. So, and they're both projected with the same speed, which is this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the velocity of A at the moment when B was being projected. So the horizontal component of A will not change throughout the motion. It is going to remain same, and it is going to be how much? It is going to be the velocity of projection into cos 45. So that's 1 upon root 2. Now the vertical component of A, it will change because of GT. So it will become 5 pi by root 2, again 1 upon root 2 minus GT. Okay, and T here is 0.1, so it will become 1. Okay, now at this instant when we project B, the B will have a horizontal velocity of 5 pi by this value only, so 2, and it will have a vertical velocity of 5 pi by root 2 into 1 upon root 2. Okay, now the important point to keep in mind here is that once we have projected B also, then both the particles are being acted upon by gravity. So acceleration of both the particle is same. So acceleration vector multiplied by time gives us the delta V. So change in velocity of both the particles will be same. Like whatever velocity vector under whatever change velocity vector of A undergoes in a certain period of time, the velocity vector of B will undergo the same change, which basically means that the magnitude of relative velocity will not change with the passage of time. Alright, so it also means that if I calculate the relative velocity right at this instant, then that will be the answer. So if you check here, these two components are in opposite direction, so they get added up. So we get a horizontal component which is equals to 5 pi, and the vertical component are in the same direction, so we need to write the difference. So we get 1 meter per second in downward direction. So the resultant of 5 pi and 1 is going to be 25 pi square plus 1 root of the entire quantity, which is given in option T. So option T should be the correct one for the second. So that means C, overall C is the right option. So to this question, C will be the answer. So we need not solve the third and the fourth part, and that is why these questions are given as 3 marks question. I hope you enjoyed the solution, guys. Take care.